Amy.
How are you?
Pleasure. Who's this? Hey, Texas. What up, buddy? Come on in. Let's go. So, Amy, tell me, what was the inspiration behind the dog guide?
Yeah, so I've lived in San Antonio for a really long time, nearly 30 years, and it was about 8 years ago that I adopted my first dog as an adult. I grew up with a dog, but it was my first time navigating my hometown with a dog myself.
Okay.
And I love the city and love getting out and doing things with my kids, but felt like I was rediscovering San Antonio from a completely new perspective. We're digital first, so our website, it started off and it's grown since then, but articles for information on, just living with a dog and taking care of them. But also we created an events calendar for dog-friendly events around San Antonio, so local businesses like Hops and Hounds can promote their events that they want people to come out to, that they can bring their dogs to. And we also have a digital directory, so people can go and find not only like the restaurants and bars that they can go to, but their new veterinarian, groomer, dog trainer, parks.
Just dog-friendly places within the city?
Yeah, if they're visiting San Antonio, they can find dog-friendly hotels. And, so it's both for people who live and work here with their dogs, and people moving to San Antonio. It's a great source if you're moving. San Antonio is a rapidly growing city. So, it's that one-stop shop for everything dogs here in San Antonio. We showcase what's already there, and I think people see through the impact that we've had in bringing that community together. I think it's helped people see, people really are active with their dogs. They treat them like family members, and I think that's also helping to propel that growth here in San Antonio.
Some of that, I feel like San Antonio is a super fast-growing city, right?
Yes.
That to attract workers that are, that we want in this city, those young professionals, they want that lifestyle, and so it behooves San Antonio as well. Behoofs.
Yes.
Bewoofs San Antonio to do it as well. Hey, look what I just got. Texas. This is beers for me, man. So I have other questions for you about being an entrepreneur in San Antonio and that journey. Tell me about what you've learned and how you've applied those learnings in your business, first of all.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I think a big thing is, goes hand in hand with parenting and motherhood, but just being able to pivot. I think being a small business and an entrepreneur without a lot of big overhead, that really gives you the ability to be nimble and to make those pivots. It can also be challenging to have all the resources that you need. So finding places and organizations in San Antonio and the city that can help support that is really important. There have been some, like Geekdom is a place where I've been a member for a while, and that's been
Okay, you talked about sort of a support group a little bit. Tell me more about that.
Big picture for all of us to have some sort of support group.
Personally and professionally, by the way. Yes.
So, especially as a parent, so that comes down to family. I'm very fortunate to have my family here. And my own mom has been a tremendous support and help with, my kids and being a part of our, my support network that way. And then friends and then just other professionals who are either that you're doing business with or that you're adjacent to. I kind of grew up with the social media.
And that's what you said that's sort of what you've done, correct?
Yeah, and I really just started everything a long time ago when I needed a creative outlet after I became a stay-at-home mom for a time. Just showing up and doing my thing and supporting other people who are, creating their own things, creating their own businesses. That mutual respect and support goes a long way, and just fueling your own motivation when you're facing
it's hard
challenges.
day to day, right? As those challenges come.
Yeah. So it's hard to pinpoint. So here's the list of all the things that I've learned. There's probably too many to count.
What about the uniqueness of San Antonio in that journey?
So one thing I really love about San Antonio is that it's a big, small town. Like everybody who's been here for a long time really knows that. I think especially in the center city, it's really interconnected. That I think plays a key part in just, you know, that sense of community just being innate here. And maybe like in the small business world, here in San Antonio, can feel like there's a little bit of that imposter syndrome. Like we aren't Austin. But I think instead of seeing that as like a setback or a weakness, I think that's really a strength. You know, there are challenges that can come with that as an entrepreneur who's homegrown, organic, that didn't come with a lot of capital, that didn't come with a, you know, strategic business plan. Figuring that out as you go, you know, everybody's actually really just doing that.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you really started your own little industry, right? I mean, it was there wasn't something like that necessarily. So you didn't have something to look at as a guide. Where do you envision the dog guide in 2 or 3 years? Do you want to grow into something bigger, or do you like this hand, or would it be franchise? What do you see?
So I've played with that, and like big picture vision, I'd really love to see like this network of hyper-local communities in different cities across the U.S. I think people really value that, and to be able to recreate that experience that we have here in San Antonio and other cities would be tremendous, and I think would provide a lot of value, improving communities across the U.S., but also improving the lives of dogs across the U.S., which would just be amazing. And there's challenges to that. Figuring out the right path to get there, to reach that success, it's going to require, you know, me facing new challenges, and that's the life of an entrepreneur. You've got to be willing to step up and face them.
That's an exciting future, though, Amy.
Yes,
that's exciting. You know, I say I've always think it's one thing to run a small business. It's tough, but to grow a small business is a feat. Is a feat. So, but exciting. It is. And it's yours, and you grew it.
I mean, we've been around for a decent number of years, and you know, to some people that might look like we're not growing fast enough, but I think, you know, your question before about that balance between personal and professional life, I think for me, I'm really on the slow and steady wins the race game. It would be great to have that monstrous growth over a really short amount of time. But then I think that would also dilute some of the quality of what we're trying to create.
Explain a little bit about how you balance personal and professional life. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm a single mom with 4 kids. They're all older now, which is definitely a different experience than, you know, when they're little itty bitty ones. So they're all in high school and above right now. But balancing that, oh my gosh, there's no total secret sauce. A lot of it, just like everybody else, you do the work. And I think the resilience in being, you know, a solo parent household really, you know, is applicable to being an entrepreneur and doing things on your own and creating something from scratch. So
I love that. Now, what do you feel like being a single mom, entrepreneur? What's that providing for the kids? Like, how do you feel like, what's that giving them?
Oh my gosh, I think I'm especially proud of like what it showcases to my girls. I have 2 boys and 2 girls.
Okay, yes.
Growing up myself, I didn't have that same kind of experience in seeing how, that firsthand experience of how my parents have grown their careers. My dad works for the government, so he couldn't really talk about it a lot. So my mom was primarily a homemaker. So it's been really exciting to show my kids what it's like to navigate not only my career, but entrepreneurship and building something and connecting with community. And I'm sure there are things that they are soaking up and learning that they don't even realize yet now, and that I don't even realize yet. But when they
I'm sure that impact is greater than you even understand. And that's really cool. You've been a long time San Antonian. Tell me a little bit about that journey of being an entrepreneur in San Antonio, really making a difference, if you will, right?
You know, when I started the Dog Guide and the Dog Guide San Antonio, it was like, let's see what happens. There wasn't a big, robust business plan on how is this going to make money and how is this going to grow. I just wanted to see if this concept would resonate with people, and it did. I kind of at times call myself an accidental business owner. I didn't intend for this to grow so well. People responded to it. It's had a very organic growth and approach, and I think that's not an uncommon story here in San Antonio. San Antonio is a very relational city, building relationships with people in the community and local business owners, and people come around that and really lift that up and support. It's been really great to work with local dog-friendly and dog-focused businesses and organizations who, kind of the concept of rising tides lift all ships.
Yes, and that's what I love about San Antonio as well, right? That you saw a need, you just want to help. Right? It wasn't a big business idea of all this, I'm gonna make all this money. It's just, I want to help. And people in San Antonio see that and want to help you because you're helping. They're not so egocentric, right? They want to be a part and help, and that's really cool.
And it's been really fun just to see that relationships I've built over the years, even before starting the dog guide, how those have been able to come into unexpected overlap, and it's been a lot of fun. A lot of challenges for sure as a small business owner, essentially advocating for myself, getting connected and staying connected with people who are also doing similar things. It makes a world of difference, and not feeling like you're alone doing something. Connecting with others has been pivotal in that success, so
Excellent. So Amy, you've been an entrepreneur for 6 years with Dog Guide. If you had someone standing here next to us that was just starting that journey, what would you tell them?
I would say get ready, or get started before you think you're completely ready. You're never going to have all of your ducks in a row. It's great to have at least some of them, enough to get you going, but don't wait till everything is picture perfect. It's never going to be, and that'll really slow you down from even getting started and giving it a try. So I feel like it's always worth jumping in before you think you're completely ready. Otherwise,
I like that.
It might
so
not
true.
ever happen.
So true. Yes. So true. Yeah. At least it's action, right? But if you had a megaphone that could speak to the entire city of San Antonio at once, and you could say one thing to them, what would you say?
I think a big thing that I really believe in, to your own capacity, support locally grown businesses. There's a lot of growth here in San Antonio, and that's really attracting a lot of people from outside, and we welcome them, but it's important not to lose sight of supporting the people who've, lived here and invested in San Antonio, and just invest back in them, supporting local news and media organizations and websites like the Dog Guide by visiting, sharing, clicking, liking. If you don't have the dollars to go and monetarily support local businesses, you can support it by sharing it and sharing the word and getting the word out. So, but supporting local is a big way that I like to make my decisions on where I'm going and what I'm doing in the city.
And I think that's what makes San Antonio still so special, right? That there is this local conglomerate of businesses that is driving this city unlike any other city I know of, right? So one last thing for you, if you only can say one last thing, it's your last moment. Your kids are going off to college. You're gonna give them their last piece of advice.
Oh gosh, it's my kids, oh my gosh.
I'm trying to make it a little personal. Maybe it's Texas, I don't know.
I think really taking the time to get to know your vision. Whether that's you just personally and like big picture, what do you want in life? If you're a business owner, what is that ultimate goal for your business? For me, the Dog Guide, the North Star is looking at the future of being able to be in cities across the United States. So having that vision internally for yourself will really help you in making those decisions as you're going forward on, there's gonna be times where nobody else understands and gets it or sees it. But being able to have that, in your gut inside yourself is really going to help drive you and keep you motivated and inspired to continue going.
I love that. I love that. Knowing in your knower, right?
Yeah.
You know in your gut, and
that.
no matter what anybody says, I
Yes,
know in my
yeah,
knower, right?
yeah,
I got it here,
yeah.
and it's not
Yeah,
going anywhere.
yeah,
And if you don't have that, it's easy to get pushed around,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
such great
yeah,
advice.
yeah.
Amy,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you so
Rob.
much. You're
Appreciate
so awesome.
you. Yes.
Texas, thank you so
Boy. You want to
Thank-
sit? You sit?
Thank you so much, Texas. Can I
Oh.
just paw shake? Thank you, Texas. I
let you give him
appreciate
a
it.
treat.
Oh, Texas is gonna love me
That's
forever.
What he was sitting for. Here
Yes.
you go. Here you go.
Texas.
All right, Texas, you want something? Look.
Come here.
You sit.
Oh, there we go. Good boy.
Good boy.
I appreciate what you're doing
Thank you.
in your life and for this city of San Antonio, Amy.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.